working yet? Alrighty, alrighty. Hiking, Lady Green. Oh, look who's in the house. Who's here? Who's here? Gino, Charlie, Thawkins, back again. Hiking 51. You're new here. KB, Lady Green, new here. Alpha Romero, good evening. KB, what's going on? Powder Hound. Okay, Maroff. Interesting name. Okay, where are we here? Who do we have? Who do we have? Brett. D Coffee. Sea Wind Spinner. Good evening. Hatha. Critical Thinking. Odom. Good evening, Odom. How are you? Keep on going. Keep on, keep on. Victoria, how are you doing? Timothy, how's it going? Charles. Big Daddy Cornhole. What's going on? Rick's Ride. Ebony Hart. David. Tim. Holman. The Fishin' Music. Oh, the Fishin' Musician. Okay. Paul Rod, what's happening, Paul? Rich Puner's in the house. And the young lady Bruner also. Hello, hello, hello. D King, good evening, good evening. What else do we have over here? Okay, KB going on. Hiking. Maroof. Viking. Oh, Vicky. Vicky and Kinky. I have no idea. NL. ABC. D King. Fishin' Musician. Okay, anyway, besides the point. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This here is Dividend Stock Talk brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, we're going to get over the whole thing. We're going to run through the whole thing, show you what my 5 rules are, 5 criteria, how I come up with the list, what are the safe trades, what stocks do we like? Well, me specifically, I like companies that are consistently profitable and have weekly option. That's it. Just 2 criteria for me. 2, consistency of profitability. I like at least 2 decades. That's 20 years. Company being profitable. That works for me. And of course, weekly options. The Boston Kid. Hey, we park our car in Harvard Yard. Planet CEO. What's happening? D, what's going on? Thomas. What's happening, Thomas? Newman Serda. Okay, Red Guardian, cool name. Terrell, Rod, Full Woody. King Patrick, what's going on? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Cincinnatus, back again. How are you doing? Jonathan Kaffner, how you doing? Haji, what's happening, Haji? Derek Ganghood. All right, so all that being said, let me start out first with we are not looking for. Okay, I would really prefer no cryptocurrency. No futures, no Forex, no politics, no religion, please. I think I would buy Meta. Yeah, I think I wouldn't. Can you say hi to my friend, Mike? How's it going, Mike? I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Are you a physics teacher? Oh, physics professor? No. Sorry to disappoint you. I'm not a physics professor. But alrighty then. So, all that being said, let's get ready to roll. I want you guys out there in the audience, give me a stock to take a look at. What I'm looking for is safe, predictable trading from a company that's been in business for at least 2 decades. Please, 2 decades. Kraken Robotics. Okay, Full Woody, you actually got to give me the ticker symbol. T2. Uh-oh. All right, let's take a look at this one. Ganghood wants to take a look at T2. What the heck is T2? TTWO. Take Two Interactive. Okay. No idea who they are or why we're looking at them. Ganghood. All right, well, let's take a quick gander at it. You ready? Well, first thing I always like to see is I always like to take a look at the chart first, because the chart gives me a good idea what the other investors are doing. Okay, we're investors. We buy, we sell, we try to make a profit. Okay, that's what we are doing. All right. Antoine and Tanya wants us to take a look at Disney. All right, we'll take a look at Disney. Sit tight. First, we're looking at T2. I have no idea who they are. I have no idea what they do. And I don't even know why we're looking at them. But here's the high right there. Here's the low right here. She shoots up. Now she's dropping like a rock. Why? Why is she dropping like that? Let's zoom in the last 30 days. Here's your last 30 days. Okay? Down, up, down, up, down. Why? Why did this happen? Now, is that an opportunity? Well, yes, it is. But it's going to depend on why was the big drop. Look at the volume. This is the volume down here. And all of a sudden, it triples. It was down here. Now it's way up here. Why? That's an answer. That's a question. Sorry. That's a question that needs an answer. Why did it do that? All right, what do we have over here? All right, cooking. Hendrawati. How are you doing? How are you doing? Am I teaching a class? Yes, I am. I think so. Okay, this is interesting. Sit, chill, relax, see what we're doing. So for me, I would want to find out what this is. What happened on Friday to make it do that? And then what happened on Thursday? Because Thursday, there was, here's the average volume, double volume on Thursday, triple volume on Friday. Both Thursday and Friday it dropped. Why? So before I can give you an answer on take two, Ganghood. All right. Take two. I have no idea who they are. Well, let's go to Yahoo Finance. I gotta wait for it to load. There it is. It's taking a little too long. TTWO. All right, we're gonna wait for that thing to load, and while we're waiting for that to load, we're gonna take a look at something else. Full Woody wants to take a look at Apple. All righty. AAPL. Now, Apple is one of those companies that has its own flow, so to speak. Take a look. Here's the high of the year. Here's the low of the year. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it's now. Look at this. Up, down, up. Now she's coming back down again. She's at 268. Well, is that a good place to jump in? I don't know. How much do you really like Apple? Look where the low of the year is. 170. Now she's up at 280. That's a big jump. That's $110. That is a big jump. Look at your last 30 days. We'll be looking at the 10th, right there. Okay, so here's the last 30 days. The bottom is here. She shoots up. Now she's pulling back. Now she's going sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days. Just going sideways. I wouldn't do anything with this until I knew exactly what happens with it. Because what are we going to do? Is she going up? Is she going down? She had a nice run. So what is she going to do next? Cincinnati, how are you doing? So Antoine wants to take a look at Disney, D-I-S. Disney. Okay, we have the same issue with Disney as we have with the last stock we just looked at. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Up, down, up. Now she's coming back down again. Well, last 30 days looks something like this. Okay, down, here's your 30-day bottom. Shoots up, there's your top. Back down, back up. Back down. Now what's going on? She's just going sideways. Look at this. Staying between here and here. Was that 110, 113? Just sideways? Not quite sure what you're thinking about with Disney, but it doesn't look like it's really going anywhere anytime soon. What else do we have? Uh-oh, PLTR. I don't know why somebody wants to take a look at PLTR. Okay, so Full Woody, Kraken Robotics. You got to give me the ticker symbol, but I can tell you right about now it's going to be a no because I like 2 decades of profits. And I don't think Kraken Robotics has been around for 20 years yet. Sorry. Take a look at Disney. We just did that. Is this a real-life class? Kenzie, how are you doing today? Not quite sure how I should respond to that. Why wouldn't you just say what stocks are good in your opinion? Oh, Richard. Okay, Richard, are you ready for this? He wants to know what I think what stocks are good. You ready? Dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, and anything on Warren Buffett's list. That's my list of stocks that I like. Now, there just so happens to be 300 of them. So, in your humble opinion, Mr. Richard, which of the 300 should I go over? 2K. 2K says, hey, James, YouTube screen is not up yet. Damn it. Give it one more try. Connecting. We'll see what happens. Could not access specified. Cannot get in the specified channel. It's not working. I'll have to have Jacob come up and fix it. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, that one's working. Okay. My advice is diversification that baked into the investment.
Anytime you feel a candle.
There we go. I wasn't quite sure what Tom was saying. It was just coming out all blurby. Okay. Diversification baked into the investment. Okay, Kurt, under your humble opinion, can you give me some kind of idea what you're thinking about? So, full Woody, we just looked at Apple and we looked at Disney. No real direction whatsoever at this moment in time. Now, Finbin wants to take a look at Marvel, MRVL. Well, at least that has a direction, doesn't it? Okay, same thing. Here's the high of the year, the low of the year. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on the last 30 days? Is there something we need to take into consideration? Oh, there you have it right there. Okay, your top, your bottom, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, down. So much for Marvel. It's going on the downside. Every text out in the past year will be up, so you're just stating the obvious. All right, thank you there, Richard. Still didn't give me a good answer, but hey, is what it is. Any thoughts on FNF? Tim the Trucker, FNF. Okay, unfortunately, Tim the Trucker, I don't do monthly options. November, December, March, June, these are all months of the year. Now, what I'm looking for specifically are companies that have increased their profits for at least 2 decades and companies that have weekly options. D King wants to take a look at 3M. Now, 3M is a dividend king. Okay, they have plenty to go for them. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, that looks interesting. 164.86 is the current price. Last 30 days. Now, that's kind of clear to see. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Again, up, down. Now she's going back up again. 164. Look at the 165. It's going for 196. Well, what I'm looking for is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, I use what's called a covered call on a dividend stock just before the dividend is paid out. Now, why is that? Well, because dividend stocks have a tendency to be repetitive, meaning they do the same things over and over again. Well, hold on. Let's go back here for a second. Right here, we are looking at... Oh, this one right there. That's what I wanted. Right there we go. All these little... I don't want that there. All right. All these little green dots here. All those little green dots represents companies that have been consistently profitable for 25 years. Consistently. 1 year after another, after another, after another. In order to get onto this list, you have to have consistently increased your profits for at least a quarter of a century. So if the company's consistently profitable, they're going to be on this list. Well, this is November 2025. Okay, tomorrow is the 10th. And who do we have paying dividends tomorrow? Granger, IBM, PPG. What's coming Wednesday? KView, Target, West. Okay, when a company's getting ready to pay its dividend, the stock has a tendency to increase in value. And after the dividend is paid, the stock has a tendency to go down. So if you look at the performance of a dividend stock, just before the dividend is paid, the stock has a tendency to go up. So just knowing that gives me a little bit of an edge. I like to know when a stock's going to move because there are certain trading strategies that are more effective than others. Now, the absolute simplest trading strategy is buy the stock. That's the easiest. But there's a minor flaw with that. The minor flaw with buying the stock is you have to wait for the stock to move in order to have a profit. Well, what if there is a trading strategy called the covered call, allows you to buy it at the current price, sell it at the current price, and get a profit even before the stock moves. So why the hell not? It's a simple, safe, predictable trading strategy. I work at Merck. Thoughts? Yo, Bitcoin, GME, Coca-Cola. Okay, getting some good stuff. Keep us busy. There you go. Take-Two is a video game. Ooh, Home Depot. Brad wants to take a look at Home Depot. Sit tight. Now, so just by knowing when a stock is going to move, great. That gives me one thing in my favor. Well, number one, it's a dividend stock, which means the ones that I'm looking at have at least 2 decades of profits, which means year after year after year after year, they're consistently profitable. Well, that works for me. Second, I know when they're getting ready to pay their dividend, which gives me an idea of when is the stock going to go up in value, usually just before the EX date. And that's represented by these little green dots. Each one of these green dots represents a company. Lennar, Stanley Black & Decker, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Aflac, Consolidated Edison, IBM, Granger, O'Reilly, 3M, so on and so forth. You probably heard of almost every single one of these companies. Well, because they're consistently profitable. Why not? Can you do UAMY? Crystal, I have no idea what that is. None whatsoever. Okay, so here's 3M. Let's stick with 3M for a second. Okay, here's the top, the bottom, shoots up, pulls back. Now she's going back up again. The 165, 196. Let me show you this one here. Maybe you'll get an idea of what we're looking at. Well, we all know who 3M is. Well, I should say, I'd like to think we all know who 3M is. I mean, they've been around for over 100 years. They got over 5 decades of increased profits. Let's see. 164.86. All right, so let's get rid of this. Let's change this to covered stock. Now, if the current price, 164.86, and I buy it at the current price, I can turn around and sell it at 165 and get a nice profit. Well, I'm buying it for 164.86. I'm selling it for 165 and I'm getting the profit tomorrow. So I'm buying it and selling it tomorrow. Now, the interesting thing about a covered call, it gives you the right to pre-sell something with the anticipation of it hitting that target by Friday. Well, remember when I said simple, safe, predictable, consistent? Well, when I said consistent, November 14th, that's this Friday. 21 November, next Friday. 28 November, 2 Fridays out. 5 December, 3 Fridays out. 12 December, 4 Fridays, 5 Fridays. Every single Friday, there is an option getting ready to expire. They're called weekly options. If I buy on Monday and I sell, I would like to get my profit and be out by Friday. In on Monday, out on Friday. Ideally, does it work all the time? No, it doesn't work all the time. But it works enough to give me my 1% every single week, and that's what I'm looking for. 1% every single week. Okay, so let's keep on keeping on. So I like the 165s. There it is right there. Also, what I like about this trading platform that I'm using, it's called Thinkorswim. Okay, it's owned by Charles Schwab. It's a trading platform. It's not a software. It's just a trading platform where you go to buy and sell stuff, stocks, options, futures, currencies, all that kind of stuff. So I want to buy one covered call on this stock and see if I can get my 1%. So when I say 1% a week, I mean 1% a week. So if I have $50,000 in my trading account, well, 1% of 50,000 is $500. Now, if I have 100,000, I'm going to want to get at least $1,000 every week. Whatever my account size is, I want 1% every single week. Okay, so let's keep on doing this. Confirm and send. Let's read it and see if it sounds right. By one covered call of MMM, that's 3M. 100, which is the weeklies. 14 November 25. Now, 14 November 25 is this coming up Friday. The $165 call option against the stock at the market to open. So here's my max profit, 215. Remember why I said predictable, simple, safe, predictable, and consistent? Well, predictable, I know exactly what my profit's going to be before I even jump in. What is it costing me? The cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, is $16,285. Well, think of it this way. I'm buying or I am creating a weekly cash producing asset. So as long as I own 100 shares or more of 3M, I have created what I call a weekly cash producing asset. All right, so let's actually do this. Get the calculator out, find out exactly what the rate of return is. To find out your rate of return, you take the profit, 215 and 50 cents, and you divide it by the investment, 16,285. 16,285 equals 1.32%. Okay, so here are a couple of questions. Question number one, does it make sense? Buy the stock at the current price, sell it to someone at almost the exact same price I just paid for it, and if it is hitting the target 165 by this Friday, it'll be taken away from me. I'll get all my money back and I get to keep the profit, and that profit is a little over 1% for the week. Well, that makes sense to me. Let's save this one. First one of the week, why not? Give it a minute. There it is. Here she comes. And there it is. There it is right there. Okay. Buy one covered call of 3M. 14 November. That's this coming Friday. The 165 call option. 215 is the profit. 16,000 is the investment. Okay. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Uh-oh. And what was the profit? The profit was 1.3. 1.3%. Oh no, what the hell? Whoops. There we go. That's last week's stuff. This is this week's stuff. Right there. Alrighty then. get back to where we were. Okay, so that's 3M. All right. What next? Apple. We took a look at Apple. We took a look at Marvell. Boeing, BA. We want to take a look at BA. BA, Boeing. Here we go. Well, I'm going to say no to Boeing this week. Look at this. There's the high, the low, where it was, where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down. Okay, it's actually coming down. So it's not something I want to jump into this week, but I do want to keep my eye on it because I like Boeing. I do. So she's dropping. Great. Where's the bottom? Well, bottom's not here today, so we're going to write down Boeing, and hopefully we're just going to keep our eye on it for the next week or so till we find that bottom. All right, got that written down. RGTI. Is that Rigetti Spaghetti? RGTI. Rigetti. Hell no. Who came up with Rigetti? Nitha? If this thing's at 50 cents last year, how the hell do you think that has 2 decades of profits? Hell no. Royal Cruise Line. RCL. Okay. Your high, your low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down. Bottom's right there. Or is it? I don't know. Let's zoom in. Okay. Got a gap down here, a gap down here. Here's your new bottom on Friday. So is it the bottom? Because look, she's dropping, dropping, dropping. Friday, she found a new bottom, but she closed higher on Friday than she did on Thursday. So there is a possibility that that is turning around. I'm going to write it down so we can keep our eye on it. RCL. All right. Can you do UAMY? UAMY. UAMY. United States Anatomy. Same thing. If this thing's at 50 cents a year ago, ain't no way that's going to have 2 decades of consistent profits. I'm just going to say no. Take Two's video. Wait, what are you talking about? James, go take the dog for a walk. Thank you. Illuminati for sure. They did it on purpose. Just buy ETFs and be done with it, kids. Kurt Miller, if you can show me one ETF that pays over 40% for the last 15 years, I'll be more than glad to put my money in there and do nothing. Really. Just keep the mess up. Thank you, Chickamole. Keep us busy. AI stocks are shaky. I don't do AI stocks. AI sucks. Thank you. AI may suck, but it is a worthy investment. ETFs are front-loading AI. Okay, Odom, thank you very much. My advice is to diversify and get baked into the investment. If you can tell me which one, Kurt, I'd be more than glad to listen. But you're just spewing out stuff with no interesting information to back it up. Okay, World Free Speech. XRP is not a dividend stock. Okay, what are we looking at here? AMZN. There it is. Here we are right here. Okay. Brenda. Good evening, Brenda. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Okay, 777 Avenue, Amazon. Amazon does not have any dividends. Okay, Crystal, UAMY. Already looked at that one. All right. Dude from Iowa. Multiple lawsuits. That could be it. Brenda, hi. First time here. New learner here. Interested in your teaching and training. Thank you. Well, you're welcome there, Miss Brenda. Mike. Thank you there, Mike. G1 UAM doesn't have a dividend. Okay, that makes sense. TV Plus. Good evening. What stock is this? Rob. UAMY. Steve-O. Oh, Sally, CCOI. Sally, what is CCOI? Cogent Communications. Well, I never heard of them. And November, December, January, April, June, December, January. Sorry, I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Sorry, Sally. Sorry, Sally. Hammer, November 25th in 2 weeks. Not text week right. Not next week. November. Okay, thank you, Hammer. Igor Die Hard. Okay, thank you. Recreation Man. D King, thank you. You're welcome. Matt, what's happening? Sally. Oh, Eli Lilly. Jen wants to take a look at Eli Lilly. Crap. Would you believe I don't have Eli Lilly's on the top of my head? Who knows what Eli Lilly is off the top of their head? LLY, thank you, LLY. Okay, I'm going to say no to Eli Lilly only because of that right there. 2 reasons. Reason number 1, it's the high of the year. Okay, well, the high of the year was Wednesday. Okay, and it's $924. Well, I don't do stocks over $300, number 1. Number 2, okay, here, 780 shoots up to 960. 780 to 960. Now she's pulling back. That's about it. Okay, we looked at Apple. Dina, Intel, INTC. Now, Intel, I'm going to be a little leery on also, only because here's your high here. She dropped, now she's going sideways. So she's in a sideways area here. She jumped up, now she's pulled back into that sideways area. So there's no real direction known with Intel. Zach, we looked at Apple. Odom, thank you. LA, DK, is that DraftKings? DKNG. Now, I'm pretty sure DraftKings have not been around that long. Okay? What's happening right there? New bottom for DraftKings. Okay, 30 days ago, she shoots up, pulls back, shoots up. Now we're right here. Now, don't get me wrong, it's an interesting place to be if you like DraftKings, because you make most of your money buying low and selling high. Well, Friday was the low. Well, at 26. But then she ended up at 30. But look at the volume in the background. This is the average volume, here, here, and here. Much higher. Okay. Time to delete. Oh my God, back again. I haven't seen you in a while. Time to delete. Hey, James, I'm wondering, is it easier to set an alert or just to write it down in your notebook? It's easier to write down your notebook. However, your notebook is not going to send a text to your phone. And just set an alert, time to delete. You ready? Watch this. See how my cursor is moving around? I put it right here, right click. Set an alert. Whoops, sorry, left click. No, I was right. Right click. Create an alert right there. Okay? And then you just set it for wherever you want. At or above 3162 or, okay? At or above, at or below, above the mark. I can choose the mark. Oh, wait a second. What else can I choose? Okay. Now, I can choose the last price, the bid, the ask, the marked, in volume index, front volume, back volume, volume difference, sizzle, close, study. You can do a lot of alerts with Thinkorswim. All you have to do is set one. But it's easier to write it down in your notebook. But I'm pretty sure your notebook's not going to send you a text message. All right, Connor, thank you. Saul Goodman. I have no idea who Saul Goodman is. Okay. Antimony. Oh, White Tiger. Antimony laughing my ass off. Okay, thank you. Frenchie, what's going on? Wesley, how are you? Trey Sean, can I get your perspective on P-Lab? Okay, whenever I say, what the hell is P-Lab? I didn't know that. PLA is, wait a minute. P-Lab. You got to give me the ticker symbol for P-Lab, because P-Lab is actually Photronics. So you got to give me the ticker symbol for P-Lab, because this P-Lab is a monthly, and I don't do monthlies. Monthlies, the numbers just don't work. Okay, Music Matters, Panasonic. You got to give me the ticker symbol. Marcus Aurelius wants to take a look at snow. Marcus Aurelius, snow. Okay. What's going on with Snowflake? The high was last week. Now she's dropping like a rock. Okay. 30-day bottom down here at 220. Shoots up to 280. 4 days coming down. I would at least wait for this thing to find a bottom. I'm going to write that one down. Okay, so who came up with that one? Marcus. Marcus, see the top right there last Monday. Now she's dropping, dropping, dropping. I'd wait for the bottom. Wait for the bottom, turn around, go back up. Odom. Oh, Moyad wants to take a look at waste management. Okay, Moyad. I don't do monthlies. November, December, January, March, April, June, September, December. Yeah. I don't do monthlies. Sorry. What best stocks with high dividends? Eduardo. Now, Eduardo, I'm looking at dividend stocks with a high probability of consistent profitability, not a high dividend. I'm not looking for high dividend stocks. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Jamie Howard, futures, past, presents. Thank you there, Jamie. David wants to take a look at Canagra, CAG. Unfortunately, CAG just came up with the bottom on Thursday. Okay, down, up, down, right there. Now she's turning, or is she? This is just one day. I like 2 days to the upside, and then on the third day I'll jump in. So possibly Tuesday. Because if tomorrow's another up day, then I'm relying on Tuesday to be an entry point. If I like Canagra. Okay. Let's go over a few that we came up with last week. Okay, TNXP. Marv, what is TNXP? Tonic Pharmaceuticals. Marv, I don't do monthlies. November, December, March, June. I don't do monthlies. Sorry. What do we have over here? Uh-oh. La. All right. Haji. Palantir. No. Full Woody. Gotcha. All righty. RB. Key. K-E-Y. Isn't that Key Bank? Oh, Key Corp. Ooh, check that out. Okay. High. The low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. She's at 18 right now. 18 is going for 36. But look at that. See, before we get all excited about this, we had this talk the other day. Okay? Although the premium looks good at the money, the 18. If the stock goes down, look at this. 1 strikeout, you're getting 0.5%. 2 strikes out, you're getting 1 penny. Then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so if you're wrong with key, you get nothing. And don't get me wrong, that's funny. Yeah, I do get wrong once in a while because I buy a stock, it goes down, sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. It's just the nature of the beast. Stocks only go 3 different ways: up, down, or nowhere. So if the stock drops, you're looking at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now, what I like is something to look like this. Whoops. Okay, look at this. At the money, 215. 3 strikes out. Look at this. 131, 79, 31, 33, 18, 13. 7 strikes out of the money, and you're still getting something. Okay, there's another one. Look, 7 strikes out of the money. You're still getting something. So even though the stock may look good, key actually looked good. The chart looked very good on key. Look at that. Up, down. Now she's going up. Well, that's pretty self-evident. Even the 18s are going for 30 cents a share, which is nice. But 0, 0, 0, 0. If you're wrong, you get nothing. So why would I want to pick that? Because if I'm wrong, I get nothing. Uh-oh, KB. Okay, KB, ENB, which is Enbridge. That's going to be a no. ENB. I don't do monthlies. Okay, monthlies, just no. Full Woody, Intel, INTC. We just did Intel a couple seconds ago. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, basically going nowhere. Okay, she went up, she came right back down to the same trading range between 37 and 38. It's not really going anywhere. J-Rod, what's going on? Dr. Wang, dude from Iowa, IBM. Here we go, dude from Iowa. Bottom's way down here, 255, shoots up to 290, drops to 265, back up to 320, back down, and back up again. But Friday was a pullback day. So what is actually happening with IBM? Here's a 30-day top. She's going up this way, challenging that 30-day top. Can she actually get it? Maybe she can. Maybe she can't. Thank you, dude from Iowa. AI won't let me sell IBM. Loves it. Told me to sell Best Buy. Best Buy? BBY? Huh. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, sideways, up, down. Okay, so what's going on there? Okay, here's a 30-day bottom, 30-day top, shoots up, now she's pulling back. Okay, sounds right. Let's keep on going. Self, what's going on? Alex is in the house. Simi wants to take a look at Meta. Simi, why do you want to take a look at Meta? What's going on here? Why isn't my Yahoo Finance working? Oh, maybe it's just the internet that's not working. Okay, so apparently internet is not working. Well, wasn't that lovely? Okay, so apparently that's not working. CAG, we just took a look at that one. Jace Brunner, how are you today? Good evening, good evening. Okay, what are we looking at here? La 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 la. All right, here we are, right here. You doing God's work. Thank you, Speed Racer. Coup. SLD plea. What the heck is that? SLDP. SLDP. Solid Power Incorporated. Okay. Now, I don't do monthlies. What part of I don't do monthlies have you guys not grasped? Speed Racer, thank you. Wesley Charles, how are you today? Sexy Ride, BKE. All right, BKE. Buckle. Hell no. Weren't you listening? I don't do monthlies. Monthlies just don't work. Seedwise Spinner, Hormel. Okay, Seedwise Spinner, same thing. Hormel, look at this. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If you're wrong, you get nothing. Trade Therapy, curious as to why covered calls over selling puts, especially if you own it for the long term. Okay, so Trade Therapy, my idea of long term and your idea of long term is probably different. My idea of long term is 30 days. Okay? And selling a cash secured put, well, it's basically the same thing as a covered call because you're taking a big chunk of money, you're setting aside, and you're getting a return on it. You're just hoping the stock goes down. I'm hoping the stock goes up. There's a little bit of difference there. So that 16,000 is steep. I love the number on margins. So do I, Miss Diana. Thank you for that. Let's keep on going. What else do we have over here? Dr. Wang, Deanna, Dear Future Money. Okay. Okay, KB 2395. EMB is Enbridge, which is a monthly. I don't do monthlies. Gallant, how are you today?
Which is a monthly. I don't do monthlies. Gallant, how are you today? He changed the loss to your YouTube.
Yes, I heard, and I went and I tried to fix it, Tom, but apparently there's an issue, and my son Jacob is the only one who knows how to figure that one out. So I'm not quite sure how to fix that, so I'll get Jacob on the phone as soon as I'm done, and he'll be able to help me out. So Trade Therapy, hope you understand that. Covered calls and cash secured puts are basically the same thing. Marv, how you doing? RT Production Buzz, okay. Moyad, Waste Management, we already looked at that one. Robin the Fever, what's your personal list for the upcoming week? Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and Warren Buffett's list. That's my list. Jazz, SPY. Now, SPY, you do realize is not consistently profitable. I would show it to you, but I'm having issues with Yahoo Finance today. So there will be no Yahoo Finance today. Sorry. Ed Freeze. Well, let's take a look at MAS, M-A-S. Masco Corporation. Okay, Ed Freeze. November, December, January, April. Those are months of the year, and those are a no. So Simi, Meta only has 2 years of dividends. 2, that's it. 2 years of dividends. Alex wants to take a look at UPS. UPS. Interesting. Check this out right here. What's going on there? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, oops, up, down, sideways, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on there? 95, 95. The 96s go for 121. That's over 2% for the UPS. Well, let's take a look. Here's your last 30 days. 30-day top, 30-day bottom. She shoots up, gaps up, pulls down. We got 2 days. 2 days to the upside right there. So tomorrow, UPS could be a contender. UPS. There we go. Let's take a look at Colgate-Palmolive. Wait a second. 96. Let's take a look at the 96 and see what that looks like. 96, here it is. Just one contract, if you don't mind. Here we go. Buy one covered call UPS. 14 November, the 96 call options against UPS at the market. Max profit 133. Cost of trade including commissions and fees 9,400. Let's see what the rate of return is. Okay, calculator. Clear that. 133 is the profit. The investment is 94.67. It comes to a grand total of 1.4%. Okay. 1.4%. Why not? Let's save it. 1.4%. Here we go. Oh, there it is right there. And there it is. Oh, UPS. 14 November, the 96 call option. 133 is the profit, 9,400 is the investment, which means I get a 1.4%. All right, so we have 3M and UPS for this week. This is last week. We don't need to see last week. All right, next. Got to go back to the beginning. All righty. Oh. Helene from Holland, 10-Minute Trader is broadcasting you. Cool beans. 10-Minute Trader. All right, wait a second. This is Dividend Stock Talk. I also have a channel. Okay, Helene, I have 9 different channels. Dividend Stock Talk is one. The 10-Minute Trader is another. Okay, so Moist Colors, ONDS. What the heck is that? ONDS? ONDS. Ondas Holdings. Anything that is 50 cents can't have, in my humble opinion, 2 decades of consistent profits. All right, Weston? Oh, I admit, that was Moist Colors. Weston wants like a CSIQ. CSIQ. Canadian Solar. Okay. Interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not going to buy anything at the high of the year. So what are we supposed to do with that? So Rafi the man wants to take a look at Pfizer, PFE. No real rhyme or reason here, Raf. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this, up, down, up, down. What's going on? 24.43. Let's zoom into that a little closer, see if we have some kind of idea of what's happening. Okay, here's the last 30 days. 30-day high, 30-day bottom on Friday. Down, up, down, up, down. 30-day bottom on Friday. Well, what's the stock going to do next? Connor, NQ longs on Friday. Coles is looking good for tomorrow. All right, who came up with Coles? Alex. KSS. I actually have some Coles looking good for tomorrow. Okay, interesting. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Down, up, down, up. 17. The 17 is going for 64. That does look pretty damn good. Well, what's the last 30 days telling me? Here's the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at the bottom. Wednesday, we're at the top. We shoot up, pull back, shoot up, pull back. I don't know. I have no way. Which way is this thing going? Is it going up or is it going down? See, up, down. Here's the high here. Looks like it's coming down. Looks that way. Is that what it means? No, it doesn't mean that at all. Lewis wants to take a look at Coca-Cola. Okay, interesting. 70.58. The 71s are going for 45 cents. Coca-Cola. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Coca-Cola, but if I'm going to pay $70.58, I'm going to want to get at least a 70-cent premium. The market maker is only offering 45 cents. So why would I do that? So don't get me wrong, I like Coca-Cola, I do, but the premiums really are never that good. What about REITs? Tyler got to actually give me one. Can you analyze Litcoin? Litcoin is not a dividend stock. Eric, we already looked at Eli Lilly. Major gains, GME. Isn't that Chipotle, GME? No, it's GameStop. Oh, hell no. No, I'm pretty sure GameStop doesn't have dividends. So why would we be looking at GameStop? Major gains. Yo, Bitcoin is not a dividend stock. Eric Hill, MCK. Is that McCormick or is that Merck? It's McKesson. Not at the high, brother. I don't buy anything at the high of the year. No, no, no. Sorry. Ricky, how's it going? I didn't make up the catastrophes. It's from the book. Okay. Thank you. I'm bored as hell. All right, good for you. Is this screen backwards, inside out? Maybe it is. Wheel strategy. Up, down, trader. How are you today? Hello, I am a man looking. Okay. Netflix, not a dividend stock. Thoughts on KView with the merger news. Uh-oh. KView, KVU. Still jumped up. If you like that position, take a look. Okay, here's the high of the year. Here's the low of the year. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. She dropped back up, back down. Now she's going up after the merger news. Okay, so what's happening with it? Here's your last 30 days. Okay, drops, back up, sideways, back down, back up. Got 1, 2, 3. 3 days to the upside. There you go, right there. 17. The 17s are going for 1%. That's it. Just 1%. If you like KView. Scotty Young, how are you today? Canada TikTok, Talk Tick. James, how are you? Wanted to know your thoughts on Medtronics. Wow, MDT. Interesting. Okay, your high, your low, where was it? Where is it? Look, it's down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up again at 92. Then 92 is going for 91, just barely 1%, if you like it. Well, let's take a zoom in. There you go. If you wanted to see it, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's going up. Okay, sideways, down, up. 92.20. 92's not quite 1%. Not quite, but getting close. Michael Burr Tech Shorts. No idea what that means, Connor. Israel Bryant, why do you use Thinkorswim over Robinhood? Because Robinhood's on my phone, and my phone is currently busy. But I do like Robinhood, okay? So I have one account, 2 accounts in Robinhood, and 7 accounts on Thinkorswim. Sue me. Simi, Meta. It's like the third or fourth time you asked me about Meta. There you go. It's dropping like a rock. Why the hell would I want to buy it? And besides, it only has 2 years of dividends. See? Up, big drop, and continue to go down. Okay, is this the bottom, or can she keep going further down? I don't know. It's pre-recorded. Connor, thank you. It's pre-recorded. Why would you say that, Connor? Uh-oh. Bum, ba, bum, bum. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't do that one. I got to go all the way back. Back. MasterCard. It's pre-recorded. Yep, there it is right there. Okay. Chief Cho wants to take a look at Starbucks. SBUX. Okay. SBUX. Good place for Starbucks. Check this out. There's your high. There's your low. That's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. 85.57. The 85s are going for that. The 86s are going for that. The 87s are going for that. They all look pretty good. Well, let's take a better look at it. Okay, the last 30 days. Right there. There's your last 30 days for Starbucks. 30-day top, 30-day bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Okay, up, down. Now she's going up. Now, I actually have some Starbucks. So, what is she doing? Here's 30-day top, 30-day bottom. Now she's shooting up. 85.50. The 86s go for 107. That works. Well, let's take a look at the 86s. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's change this to that. Go to the 86s right there. Let's do the 85s. They're safer. Safer. I like safety. Here we go. Buy one covered call Starbucks. 14 November. That's this coming Friday. The $85 call option against the stock at the market. $82, $8,400. Let's check that out. Okay. Calculator. $82 profit divided by 84.18 gives me a grand total of 0.97. No, let's not do that one. Let's change it to the 86. Okay, so the 85 didn't look too good. So let's see what the 86 looks like. Okay, 131. 8,400. Well, that sounds a little bit better. Okay, let's try it out. Got to prove that I'm human. All right. So, calculator again. So here the profit's 131. I'm going to divide that by 84.69, and that gives me 1.5%. Well, that's much better. Oh, that's much better, right? 1.5%. And there it is, right there. There she is, Starbuckies. Starbuckies, 14 November, the $86 call option. 131 is the profit, 8,400 is the investment. Okay. Now, what did I say it was? 1.5. 1.5%. All right, so what do we got? 1.3 for 3M, 1.4 for UPS, 1.5 for Starbuckies, and that's just for this week so far. Well, let me come up with something that I came up with. All right. I want to grab my seat, answer some questions, and we'll go from there. All righty, grab my seat. Richard G. Brooks wants to take a look at HOND. What the heck is HOND? HOND. HMC, second acquisition units, blah, blah, blah. No options, hell no. Nope, sorry about that. Coach George, how are you doing? Kenma, what's happening, Kenma? Mystic Dragon, we already looked at Coles. Earthman 88. Let's take a look at Dell. Dell. Now, Dell was a good stock earlier this year, but look at this. Here's your last 30 days, Earthman. The high's right there. She's dropping, dropping, dropping. I'd like to find a bottom. This week would be nice. I'm going to write Dell down for this week. All right, we already looked at key. EQIX. Shanko Thrifts. EQIX. Oh. Equinix REIT. No. Sorry, dude, I don't do monthlies. Richard, how are you today? SGHC. What the heck is that? SGHC. Supergroup. Hell no. How is Kimberly Clark? KMB. Interesting. What I like about Kimberly Clark, look at this. Big drop, bottomed out, now she's turning around. Well, let's check that out. There's the high of the year, there's the low of the year, where it was, where it is. Look at this. Up, down, and big drop, and now back up again. Look at the last 30 days. Here's your last 30 days. See? Sideways, big drop. Here's your bottom. 1 day, 2 days, right there. Next day is an up day. That is prime for tomorrow. KMB, Kimberly Clark. Got to love it. Weston, Vale, VALE. VALE. Nope. I don't do the high of the year, dude. Sorry. Look at the high of the year. It was Thursday. Now she's coming back down. Wait a couple of weeks. Okay, next on the list, Colgate-Palmolive. Oh, hell yeah. I like that one. $30-day high. Check it out. Okay. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's going up. Oh, hell yeah. Why the hell not? Let's take a look at that one. 78.70. Look at the 79s. Okay. $79 right there. Just one. And there we go. And here you have it. Buy one covered call of Colgate-Palmolive. Okay, 115 is the profit, 7,700 is the investment. So what does that look like? Okay, 115 divided by 77.85 comes a grand total of 1.47. It's close enough to 5%, right? Close enough. Let's do that one. Why not? What did I say this one was? 1 point something? 1.5. Okay. $1.5 for Colgate-Palmolive. There it is right there. Alrighty. Colgate-Palmolive, 14 November. That's this Friday. The 79 call, 115, 7,700. Those are all the numbers. And what did it come to? Come to 1.5. 1.5%. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do one more. See if we can find one more. NTR, Nutrien, Willie Johnson. Come on down. NTR, what is that? What is NTR? I don't know. Let's find out. Nutrien. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look interesting? Kinda. Whoops. Can't see it with that up there. Here we go. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this area right there. Okay? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up. Right there. 56.88. The 57s are going for 80. The 58s are going for 40. Okay. Last 30 days. What do you think? Take a look. 30-day high, drops, retrace, drops, 30-day bottom, 1, 2, 3. There you go, right there. That one works. NTR. Okay, MO, Altria. Oh, hell yeah, take a look at that. Nice. 30-day high. Big drop. Now she's coming up. Look at that. 58.03. The 58s are going for 56, just at 1%. What is that? Altria. Gotta love that one. Next on the list, Apache, APA. Interesting. 30-day high. Oh, that's the high. We have a double high of the year. Check that out. Once back in January and again back in September. January and December and September. She drops, here's the bottom, shoots up, pulls back, bouncing right there. What's going on there? Last 30 days. Okay. The 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's bouncing up. 1, 2 days. Next day, tomorrow is the answer. Apache, 24 is going for 44. Well, that looks good. Well, let's check that one out. The 24. Oops, get rid of that. Change this to that. The 24's right there. And just one of these. Here we go. Buy one covered call Apache. Hold on, let's check this out. One covered call Apache, APA, 100, which is the weeklies, 14 November, that's next Friday, the $24 call option at the market, 63 is the profit, 23 is the investment. So let's check that out. Okay, so 63 divided by 23, 37, grand total of 2.6. Oh, hell yeah, I'm saving this one. Check that one out. 2.7%. Hell yeah. All right, give that a second. There we go. Here it comes. There it is right there. Boom. Boom. All right, come on. APA 100s, 14 November. That's this Friday. The $24 call, 63, 23. It's 2.7%. 2.7. Yeah, something like that. 2.7. 2.7%. Here we go. Alrighty. All right, back over here. What do we have? Hey, James, good evening. Hey, Trade L Architect, how are you doing? PLTR, great option premiums. Yeah, up, down, trader. You got to check and see how many years has Palantir actually paid a dividend. Check it out. How many years are they actually profitable? Good evening. Dirty Diana. Okay, not nice. Did I see you trade Mera? I don't think it has dividends. Trade Architect, you're absolutely right. Keen, PLTR, not consistently profitable enough for me. Okay, Keen, RKT, Rocket Labs, not 20 years old. David Wade, hey Joe, do you feel confident about this? NVDA, hell no. Up, down, trader, IREN. Wait a minute, I've looked at IREN before. What the hell are they? IREN. Let's check it out. IREN. IREN. Yeah, I have a hard time with this one. $5 back in April, shoots up to 75. Now she's back down to here. Yeah, I got a hard time with that one. Let's keep on keeping on. Just one and Mike Ford. Aren't we waiting for a big pullback from Ford? I mean, she's just going sideways for the past couple of weeks. Here's your bottom, shoots up nicely, pulls back. Now she's going sideways, 1321. Yeah, the numbers look horrible for Ford. Sorry, dude. Figma. What the hell is Figma? Figma. Figma Inc. Yeah, nothing there. Ooh, Diana wants to take a look at MasterCard. Interesting. Okay. There's our top, there's our bottom. She shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. Here we are right now. What's going on right now? Last 30 days. Okay, doesn't look too bad if you think about it. 30-day top, 30-day bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Drops, shoots up, drops, 30-day top, 30-day bottom. Now she's coming up. We're at 551. So, look at this. Pre-market, post-market, 555. 555 going for 460. That's not even 1%. Nope, sorry. Not even 1%. Ridged Knight Paired Great Swords. Oh, do you discuss fixed income securities? Okay, Ringed Knight. All right, no. I basically talk about dividend stocks and investing in dividend stocks. All right, Evergas, CIFR. What the heck is that? Anybody? CIFR? CIFR. Cipher Mining. No. This thing's at $2 in April. Shoots up to 20. Yeah. No. And then she pulls back a lot. Thoughts on NVD? Would you think about putting your portfolio on a meme stock if your life depended on it? Nope. Thoughts on NVIDIA going up from Friday to now? NVDA. Oh, check it out. We closed at 188 on Friday. And now aftermarket hours is 193. Okay. Thoughts on NVIDIA going up? Yeah. I'm not quite sure what it is. Should NVIDIA go back to reset 201 levels? I really can't give you my opinion on NVIDIA. I mean, they're in a race to see who gets there first. To get to where? I don't know, whoever's the best with AI. It's going to go to a point, and then eventually it's going to drop like a rock. I mean, NVIDIA, the dividends are horrible. They're 1 penny. The book value is $4.11. The revenue per share, I think it's somewhere around 16 bucks. It's horrible. The numbers are horrible on NVIDIA. The only reason it keeps moving up is because people keep buying it and people keep thinking it's worth more than it actually is. You got to take a look at the actual numbers. What are the profits coming in on NVIDIA? What are the dividends that they're offering? Chief Hustle Officer, Cho, we already looked at that. Diana, we already looked at MasterCard. Thank you there, Joe. Live life happy. Ooh, Diana, thank you. Canadian Talk Tick. Hello, James. My thoughts on Medtronics. You already did that one. Has Yahoo Finance always charged for extra data? I honestly don't know. I only use the free data from Yahoo Finance because I'm not looking for that kind of data. Oh, Life Wonders wants to take a look at Annaly Bank, NLY. Nope. Who came up with that one? Life Wonders? Check it out. Here's your low here, and she shoots up the past 2 weeks. She's at a high of the year. Why would I buy at the high of the year? That makes no sense to me. No sense. Nico, what about when? W-E-N. What is W-E-N? W-E-N. Wendy's. Okay. Interesting. Depends. Do you like Wendy's? The high of the year is at 20 bucks. The low of the year is like 8 bucks. Now it's bouncing off the low of the year. Now you're not going to make as much money buying in the middle. The most money you're going to make is buying low and selling high. Well, you can't get any lower than the low of the year, and that was just last week. Take a look at your last 30 days for Wendy's. Okay, here's your last 30 days. Down, up, down, up. All right, it's at $9.80 a share. Well, before you go jumping into Wendy's and thinking how wonderful it is, look at this. 0.000005. So if you buy it at $8.97 and you sell the 9s, you're getting 15 cents. But look at the pre-market. Pre-market is $9.15, which means you're walking away with nothing. And then the 9.50s, they're going for 5 cents. Then below that, nothing, 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 nothing. So even though this looks wonderful, well, if you're buying the stock and going for long term, yeah. But if you're looking for cash flow from what I'm doing, it doesn't work for what I'm doing. Oh, Scotty Young. High of the year is a good thing. Go with the trend. Yeah, well, the high of the year is a good thing. But going with the trend, how much higher can it go? And do I really want to be one of those people who tries looking for the new high? It doesn't always work that way. Well, I change out chords. Yeah, that works. Okay, Scotty wants to take a look at Moderna, mRNA. Okay, so the high of the year for Moderna was in the beginning of January, 48.86. Well, she drops all the way down to 20. It's like a 50% drop. Well, look at your last 30 days. Okay, got the new bottom on Friday, right there. So if you're looking to buy at the low, well, there it is right there. Now, could it go lower? Yes, it can. That's why I always wait for 2 days to the upside before I jump in. Koda Malik, Meta, we already looked at that. Digging The R. K-Van, how you doing today? Jake wants to take a look at Harley Davidson. Interesting. The high of the year, 35. The bottom, 20. Shoots up to 31 before pulling back. Look at that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right there. Here's your last 30 days. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Harley Davidson. Okay? She starts at 26, jumps up to 28.50, drops down to 24.50. 1, 2, 3. 3 days up from the bottom. Right there. Look at that. The bottom's right there. Last Tuesday, Wednesday higher, Thursday higher, Friday higher. Okay, so we're looking at 25.59. Well, look at the 25. Look at the 25.50s. They're paying 55. See, 25.50 is paying 55. That's almost 2%. 2%. I like 2%, especially on Harley Davidson. Well, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's go here, and let's do the 25. The 26s. Okay, let's do the 26s. Just one. Just want to show you what one looks like, and then you can decide whether or not you can do 2, 5, 10, 30, whatever. Let's find this out. Okay, buy one covered call, Harley Davidson 100. That's the weeklies. 14 November 25. That's this coming Friday. The $26 call option against Harley Davidson at the market. $82.50, $2,500 is the investment. Think about it. You're buying a weekly cash producing asset for $2,500. And every week, well, this week it's giving you 82. Now, granted, that's not a lot, but there are 52 weeks in the year. Can you imagine getting $80 every single week for the whole year? I mean, that's a nice little, chunk of change. Well, let's figure out what it is. Okay, calculator. 82.50 divided by 25.18 comes with a grand total of 3.2%. If you like Harley Davidson. It always comes back to that last one, doesn't it? If you like this company. Now, Harley Davidson's been around for over 100 years, so why the hell not? You know what I mean? And yes, we are going to save this one. With a nice little number like that, why wouldn't we save it? You know what I mean? Here we go. And how much was it again? 3.2. 3.2. Holy cow. Uh-oh. There it is. 3.2%. Here it is, right there. There she is. Harley Davidson. 14 November. That's this coming Friday. The $26 call option. $82.50. $2,500 is the profit. Well, 32. Wait a second. What did I say it was? 3.2. 3.2. I think that's enough for this week. So what do we have this week? We got 3M, UPS, Starbucks, Colgate-Palmolive, Apache, Harley Davidson. Well, that's pretty good so far, I think. All right, we got a half hour to go. Let's take a look at some of these other questions. Questions. All right, what do we have? Okay, uh-oh. Tom, YouTube. Yep, he said YouTube's not working. I called Jacob on that one. Lisa wants to take a look. IONQ. Lisa, what is IONQ? Got to go back to the very beginning. IONQ. All right. Onyx. Okay. 59.27. It's at 60. Okay. The 60s go. Holy cow. Well, let's take a look at this one. Those numbers look pretty good, Lisa. Nice pick. Let's take a look. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? 59.27. Last 30 days. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Drop, back up, back down, back up. Okay, depending on how you look at this, because we have 3 days higher, okay? A higher bottom, lower bottom. So what do I go by? The 3 higher highs or the 2 higher lows and 1 lower? So it kind of looks good. Bottom's out. Now she's going up. Okay, $60, 285. That's over 3%. If you like IONQ. Well, I have no idea who they are or what they do. Someone just wanted me to take a look at them. Okay, at least I'll put that one down for tomorrow. IONQ. What else do we have? Tom, we lost your YouTube. Yep, I heard that one. Sorry, Tom. All right. What else do we go? Bradley, VMC. What is VMC, Bradley? VMC. Vulcan Metals. All right. Sorry, Bradley. I don't do monthlies. See? November, December, February, May. Yeah. Monthlies just don't work for me. Sorry, Bradley. Anthony Sanford. Monitor brand name. No idea what that means. Okay. Eric Paz. Ragetti Spaghetti. RGTI. RGTI. Now, see, we looked at Ragetti Spaghetti already. And I already said it's dropping like a rock. Wait to find the bottom if you really like it. See, top's over here. All right? It's just dropping. Here's the new bottom right there, Friday. It keeps dropping, dropping, dropping. They get the earnings tomorrow? Great. Maybe something will happen with it. I'm new. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is right there. All right. I'm new to this. How does this work? Okay, how does it work? Well, you buy a stock. You sell someone the rights to buy it from you. You collect a premium. You sell it. You collect a 1% premium on a weekly basis. 1% a week is over 50% per year. Dr. Wang Riley. Now, Dr. Wayne, I did pick up some Riley last week because the numbers just looked good. Okay, take a look at this, Dr. Wang. Here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at the high. We bottomed out Wednesday, Thursday. Wait a minute, Tuesday. Wednesday was higher. Tuesday. Thursday was higher, Friday was higher. So Riley does look good. At this moment, 535 to 550s are going for 1%. The 5s are going for 30. Okay. Does it make sense? It's yes, no question. But do you like Riley? That's a big question. Uh-oh, David had a question. Couldn't see that. MasterCard, SoFi, Keen, SoFi, no. Hood, no dividends. They're in talks with Kimberly Clark for 21 a share. That's supposed to be final this year. Okay. Hello. Baratali. Good evening. Andreas, can you look NQ? What the heck is NQ? NQ. NQ Mobility. No options, no thank you. That was simple, wasn't it? Keen, Lithium America. ChatGPT says Ford fits your criteria. Yes, it does. Okay. Keen, PLTR, no. Wheel strategy integrated with dividends. Absolutely, why not? Keen, BB. What is BB? BlackBerry, what, are you kidding me? They're still making those things? I thought they went out years ago. I'm going to say no to BlackBerry only because look at these numbers. 0,000,113. Yeah, no thank you. I like something that actually has a good payment. All right, Joe, we already looked at Eli Lilly. Raymond Sanchez, good evening, James. What about American Airlines if you have not discussed yet? Well, let's take a look at it. American Airlines, interesting. It's a nice slow, look at this, slow upward trend. Isn't that lovely, slow upward trend? Well, let's take a look. Last 30 days. What do you think? Think it could keep going? Nice slow uptrend. We're at 1365, the 1350s, the 14s. Yeah, that'll work if that's what you like. What else do we have? White Tiger Labs, AC/DC. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Unfortunately, although I love the music, the stock just not going to cut it. I don't do monthlies. Nope, and nope. IWM, Kinu. IWM, what is that? IWM. iShares Russell 2000. Okay. It shows it is dropping. Here's the high. Now she's coming down. Sorry, dude. Nope. Can you repeat the ones for the week, please? Israel, how are you doing? Mike, I'm new. What software to start? Okay, Mike, this is not software. This is called Think or Swim. You can download it for free on your computer. It's owned by Charles Schwab. It's a trading platform where we trade stocks and options and other stuff. Cyrus Daywood, we already looked at Tesla, it's a no. White Tiger, I already looked at AC/DC. I don't do monthlies. Easy to do this on Sunday. Marketing opening way higher tomorrow. Pay attention, people. Yep. Global Partners, GLP. GLP, Global Partners. Nope, I don't do monthlies. Sorry. Bonk, B-O-N-K. I played that video game for a while. It's not there. Malcolm. Okay. Malcolm, none of those sound like dividend stocks at all. Gary Plummer, we already looked at Pfizer. Joey M. Kroger. Nice pick. Take a look at that. 30-day high, 30-day bottom, shooting up nicely. Look at that area right there. There you go. What's wrong with that? Up, down, back up again. That works. 65.88. The 65 is going for 72. Can't go wrong with that one. What else do we have? Hi, James. Can we look at Mosaic? Andrea, how are you today? M-O-S. I said M-O-S, a T-E-R, a G with a double E. We had a bottom on Thursday after this long dropping. And Friday was one day higher, Andrea, just one day. So we got to give it a little bit more time. But one day doesn't sound that bad. Buy low, sell high. Way to go, Malcolm. What stock is this? This is Mosaic. You already have APA. Yes, I do. What stock is that 2.7% stock? I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it in a minute. Meta, we already looked at it. Andrea, Nike. NKE. Ugh, falling still. Falling still, Andrea. Look at this. Drop. Drop. Thank you there, Diana. AI stock analysis. Discuss specific stock picks. We already did that. TXO. Mark, what is TXO? TXO. 2XO Partners. Nope, I don't do monthly. CVX. Chevron. Gotta love Chevron. Nice. Chevron. Okay. Wow, I missed some questions over here. Over here. Thank you, Jason. Oh, Bito. OKLOKR. Ali. BG. What the heck is BG? BG. Hell no. CVX. What's going on with CVX? Interesting. There's our 3 days to the upside for CVX. I like that. 155. Nice. That looks good. Your thoughts on Philip Morris, PM. Lovely. Look at that. Check that out. 30-day high. She drops down. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside for Philip Morris. It's currently at 151. Uh-oh. Market makers pulling it back. Okay, who came up with Philip Morris? Raymond. Last price on Friday was 153. Aftermarket hours, 151. Market maker's going to pull it back on Monday. One of mine that isn't at the 30-day high, Pepsi, PEP. It's not at a 30-day high. Okay, here's your Pepsi right here. 30-day high right there, pulls back. 30-day bottom was Thursday. Friday was 1 day up. So what are we looking at? 142. Okay. 143. Okay. We'll write that one down too. All right. Bunge, BG. What the heck is BG? BG. Hell no. APA, CAG. We did that one. KMB, Kimberly Clark, KMB. Didn't we do Kimberly Clark? We did. We looked at this right here. Okay, bottom's right there. 1, 2, in. Yeah, we already did that one. KMB. Okay. What else do we have? HL. How much profit? How much do you make? Plenty. AMD short term. AMD advanced micro devices. Nope, it's on its way down. Take a look. There's the high right there. Now she's coming down. It's got a ways to go. HL, PJ, what is HL? No idea. Oh, hell no. What do you think, PJ? Okay, she shoots up, pulls back. Now she shoots up again. Now she's coming back down. Nothing clear. NASA, NASA. What the heck is that? Not a ticker symbol. UNH, UNH. I don't know. Keeps dropping. Look at that. Keeps dropping. You say you don't do monthlies, but you recommend quarterlies. Insane. Beef Supreme, how are you today? Yep, I'm well aware of all that. You got to come up with something I don't know. He's talking about options, not dividends, when it comes to covered call. Thank you there, up, down. Beef Supreme, I specially asked for weeklies, and he said sure. Then posted a list of quarterlies. Okay, Beef seems to have a problem. Can you please explain how you determine a weekly or a monthly payer? Well, that's easy. That's an easy one. Okay, who said that one? LMJ, you ready? Watch this. 14 November, 21 November, 28 November, 5 December, 12 December, 19 December, 26 December, Those are weeks of the year. December, November, December, January, March, June, September, December, January, January. Those are months of the year. This is a monthly. This is a weekly. Simple. Just buy the option. That's it. On Friday, I asked you which are the best stocks that pay dividends weekly. You presented a list of stocks that paid dividends quarterly. Okay, Beef Supreme, I don't know of any stocks that pay a dividend on a weekly basis. Now, Beef Supreme, when I say I'm looking for weekly cash flow on dividend stocks, I'm investing in the dividend stocks using a strategy called covered calls. And they just so happen to be a weekly trading strategy. Weekly trading strategy. Never once did I ever said anything pays a dividend on a weekly basis. I never said that. Liam, you're messaging a public chat and informing people to mind their business. How about don't make your business public? Thank you there, Liam. Couldn't have said it better. REITs like AGNC, hell no. Oh, hell no. And some others pay monthly. But they are not good for this strategy. I'm going to agree with you. Beef Supreme, on Friday, I asked which are the best stocks to pay weekly dividends. You presented a list of stocks that pay dividends quarterly. Okay, Beef, I have no idea why you want to keep this up. There aren't weekly dividends. He means weekly options. On Friday, you keep asking the same thing. Stop talking to me. I'm not writing to you. I'm not here to entertain the peanut gallery in the comment section. On Friday, okay, this is like the fourth or fifth time you said this. On Friday, I asked you which stocks pay dividends weekly. You presented a list of stocks that pay dividends quarterly. Okay, Beef, how many times you want to say the exact same thing? Because I have well, actually, I do have a problem going back to read everything I said on Friday. Okay, if you asked me a stock, I would have told you. Okay? Now I shall talk louder so you understand. That doesn't always work. SoFi, check out Ford. We already checked out Ford. Max pays about every 8 to 10 days. I would not invest in it. Thank you, Joey. On Friday, okay. Beef, I have no idea how many times you're going to keep asking that same question. Like the peanuts. 21 will talk to you because it is, wait for it, public chat, so you can't really stop me. Okay. My tummy hurt. Okay. All right. I'm not even going to pay attention to you guys anymore. All right. HL. What the heck is HL, PJ? HL. Hecla Mining. Hecla Mining. I have a problem with anything that's like, $2 or $3 a couple of months ago. Now it jumps up to 15. I got a minor problem with that. Just a minor one. Okay. Let's keep on keeping on. IEP. Gary, how are you today, Gary? IEP from Mr. Gary. Okay. IEP. I can. Oh, come on, Gary. I was kind of hoping more from you. November, December, January. I don't do monthlies. Sorry. Nick Flood. Plug. Plug. Plug Power. Okay. I got a problem with anything that was at less than $1 a year ago. Less than $1. How could it have 20 years of increased profits? Nick. Curious. Okay, Julie, I already looked at IREN today. Do I own any Meta? No. Meta has only paid dividends for 2 years. That's it. Official J Lens. Costco's over $1,000. No. And Bitto, Beyond Meat. Oh, hell no, just on the principle. The principle of beef, steak, or chicken being made in a factory on a machine, hell no. Just on principle alone. It gives me an uncomfortable taste in my stomach, and I haven't even tried it yet. Uber hasn't been around for that long. Uber, U-B-E-R. Okay, Uber's kind of in a pullback. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day low. Okay, up, down. She's down right now, coming off of a 30-day top. So no. All right, Nick wants to take a look at cake. What the heck is cake? Hell no. Come on, Nick, I don't do monthlies. Monthlies just don't work for me. All right, Jason the Argonaut. Good evening, Jason. Thank you there, Jason. Okay, Facebook. No, Facebook only has 2 years of dividends. Ooh. CVX, we looked at that. FL, Foot Locker. FL, Foot Locker. Wow, Foot Locker went from weeklies to monthlies. Okay, I used to do Foot Locker years ago. Last year I did Foot Locker. CVX, where I looked at it. Hotline breaks, DEFT. What is that, DEFT? No, I don't do monthlies. Okay, November, December, February, May, yeah, no. RZLV, what is that? RZLV. Resolve. Again, if this thing's $1 a year in April, okay, if it's $1 in April, ain't no way it's going to have 20 years of profits. No way. I'm not even going to bother with it. Kobe. Hey, Kate, how are you today? Is MSA and EMR weekly? MSA. MSA safety. All right, Kate. MSA is a monthly. But I'm pretty sure EMR, isn't it Emerson? Yeah, Emerson's a weekly. But I wouldn't do Emerson, Kate. I wouldn't do Emerson, only because the stock is 129. At the 130, it's going for 120. The 131 is going for 80. 132 is going for 60. Okay, right now it's at 131.76. So the 132s are paying 60 cents. Sorry, Kate, neither one of those is that good. Wendy's chatter is closing down, a bunch of them, by the way. All right, Bitto, thank you. Thomas Miller, we already looked at UNH. Happy Girl 61, we already looked at Marvel. CRWV, Patriotic Icon, WELL. How much money you need till you want to retire? Harry Shaven, that's going to be different for everyone. Okay, you got to figure out what do you need to retire comfortably. And it's different for everyone. If you can live on, what, $1,000 a week, that's $4,000 a month. What's wrong with that? Well, do you need $5,000 a month? Do you need $20,000 a month? How much do you need on a monthly basis? So Patriotic Icon, Well, WELL. Well Tower Inc., REIT. Sorry, dude, that's a monthly. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work for me. CRWV. CoreWeave. Okay. Well, CoreWeave doesn't have dividends, but look at the numbers. Okay? Here's your bottom. Here's your top. Shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. It's a downturn at the moment. 109. So the 110 is going for 570. Whoa. No dividends, but still the premiums look good. NCLH. C-Tails, what's going on? NCLH. Norwegian Cruise Line. Interesting. Okay. Here's your high. Here's your low. Sideways, down, up, down. What's going on right here? Here's your top. Here's your bottom. What's going on? Let's find out. Top to bottom. Okay, 27 down to 18. 1 day up. Okay, from 27 to 18 is a 33% decrease. Now she's going up. It's at 19. So the 19 is going for 49. Norwegian Cruise Line, if you like Norwegian Cruise Line. That's what it always comes down to. Do I like this company? Is this company something I want to buy and hold on to? Either is or it isn't. Okay, patriotic icon. Atra Aviation's not old enough. How long have you been interested investing in dividends? About 20 years. How's it going, man? Thought it might be a good mention. Thank you. Me gusta. Okay. Alrighty. Please help before understand. My tummy hurt. Okay, whatever. All right. I'm not want to listen to the exact same thing over and over again. There we go. All right. VFC we already looked at. Pepsi we already looked at. All right. Done, 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 done. Why don't you like the Greeks? Okay. Trip, you ready for this? Trip, explain to me, if you will, which of the Greeks tells me that this is the top, that is the bottom. Which Greek tells me that? Probably none. Which Greek tells me that if I'm buying it at 9.15, okay, and I sell the 19s, I'm making 49, which is more than 2%. Which of the Greeks tells me that? None. I don't pay attention to the Greeks because my 9-year-old daughter could not comprehend them. Or I didn't even try offering. Steve Martinez, Coca-Cola, we already looked at it. So basically, you try to spot stocks that will go up by X% by the end of the week for a covered call. Well, here's the thing, C-tails. What I'm looking for specifically, okay, right here. This is called an EX dividend calendar. All right, make it a little easier for you to see. Okay, this EX dividend calendar. Each one of these little green dots. There's 47 here, 52 here, 105 there, 51 there, 39 there. Nothing here. That's Thanksgiving. Nothing. 60 here, 77 here, 71, 42. Nothing on the 11th. Isn't that weird? Not a single company on the 11th. So basically, C-tails, these little green dots represents companies that are paying a dividend. When a company pays a dividend, they have a tendency to increase in value. So by looking at the calendar for the week, now if this week is right here, okay, this is the week right here. Okay, so let's change this to weekly. Alrighty. Now, we are on October. Nope, I don't want that one. I want November 10. Right there. Okay. So we got 71 stocks paying a dividend tomorrow. Nothing on Tuesday. 32 on Wednesday. 29 on Thursday. And 105 on Friday. So by knowing when a stock is going to pay their dividend, they have a tendency to go up in value. So when they go up in value, by doing a quick, simple, easy trade, a safe trade also, the covered call is one of the safest trades there is. So by buying it at the current price, selling a covered call at almost the exact same price I just paid for it, collecting that premium, collecting 1% or more every single week, I don't have a problem with that. stock analysis and dividends ask specific stocks. Okay. But dividend stocks reduce equity and pay the dividend. So when you exit, Harry Shaven, okay, you're under the impression that I want to collect the dividend. I don't want to collect the dividend. If they're paying the dividend on the 10th, let's go back to the monthly. Okay, if they're paying the dividend on the 10th, I want to buy it before the 10th, either on this week or this week. I want to buy it before the dividend. I want to get in, grab my 1%, get out before the dividend even comes. I like making 40% or more per week. Good for you, Camden. 1 or 2% ain't going to cut it. Sorry for you, Camden. Hate to be the bother of your situation. Yeah, I got that one. I got that one. I got that one. Got that one. Good. Good, good, good. On Friday was given information you didn't understand. Fix that for you. Cool. Okay, Patriot Icon. FI? What the heck is FI? What is that? Fiserv? Fiserv. Never heard of it. So you're aiming for the growth of the actual share value following the dividend payout? Nope. I'm looking for the increase, the growth before the dividend payout. Look at coin. That's a good trade for the week. So Camden, I'm a little lost. How many years of increased dividends does coin have? Just a thought. And it's actually dropping at the moment. Here's the top, shut down, back up, back down. So it's currently going down. So why would I buy something that's currently going down? That makes no sense. It's 11 o'clock. I'm out of here. You guys have a great night. I'm here every single night from 9 until 11. 2 hours. You can ask whatever questions you want. Okay, so Camden, I'm going to disagree with you. Coin, okay, it's in a downward trend at the moment. See? Downward trend. So why would I buy something that's in a downward trend? I like waiting to find the bottom before she goes back up, before I jump into anything. Mark my words. Yay, good for you. Thank you. I learned something. All right, Harry Shaving, good for you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great, 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 great. All right, so we're done. We're going to do this all again tomorrow night. Big recent percentage. I'll check in next week. All righty. Where do you find UX dividend calendar? Google. Patriotic Icon, you're welcome. Okay, so you guys have a great night. We're going to do this again next week. You guys have a great night over here. All right, over here, you guys have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. And you guys over here have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. And you guys over here, oh, wow, I missed all these questions. Hey, 86, thank you for that. Verizon, Bridget, let's take a look at that next one. What happened to my left eye? Thank you, I got a nail stuck in it a long time ago. MSTR has not, does not have enough dividends consistently. Thank you, Harry. Nick, Hood, let's take a look at it next time. Carson, MSTR, same thing, not 20 years of dividends. Okay, Tie Painter, RDVT, no idea who that is. Weston, Mosaic, is that cheap now? I haven't screened or looked at it for a couple of years. Okay. Thank you there, RackMag. Ooh, Mesor, Deck, let's take a look at it later. Okay, Mesor later. Carson, so do you make a return of 52% annually just looking at the weekly ROI on your wall? Well, a little bit more. Mr. Cutie, GLD, I'll take a look at that next time. Okay, Newmark, Iron, looked at it already. Thank you, 86. Newmark, SPX, dude, take a look at SPX. Seriously, take a look at SPX and see how consistently they've increased their profits. Okay, Tasu. Apple, Same thing. Wally World. Ooh, Joey. We'll take a look at that one tomorrow. NEM. Ooh, I like NEM. Kate, thank you for that. Pre-law flipper, how are you? A, B, C, D, E, F, U, and whatever. Thank you. Thoughts on MSTR? No. Pre-law flipper, thank you for that. TMC. Ooh, TMC. Oh my God, wow, it's like a TMC. Toyota Motor Company, no. I'm here to learn with love from Canada. Oh, Canada. Beyond Meat, hell no. Yeah, pre-law flipper. No, don't get me wrong. Okay, you want to do fake meat, be my guest. I have no desire whatsoever. Okay, Landry, 1223, MSTY, double check the amount of years that company has been profitable. Amount of years. That means go in, take a look at the very first dividend they paid. Take a look at every single dividend they paid. Has it increased every single time? No, it has not. Lazy Cat. So what is the best entry time? Is that Friday to Friday or Monday to Friday? Now, I can't tell you what to do, Lazy Cat. I can't. Okay? I mean, I could tell you, but I'm not going to because I know nothing about you, and that would be bad behavior on my part. Okay? So if you want, send me a number. I'll give you a call. We can chat. I promise I won't try to sell you anything, and we'll just chat what you're trying to do. Okay? Washer dryer, Veterans Day of the 11th. Okay. Veterans Day of the 11th? That's Tuesday, isn't it? It depends on the percentage or on the prospective day. Ooh, like that answer. Good answer. The empty space. Do you hold the stock if it goes down during the week you sold the call or sell at a loss? Ooh, I never sell at a loss. Good question, though, the empty space. Preston, thank you, sir. Good night. Good luck with the week, traders. Investors, got it. Thank you. Not sell a loss. He holds shares, keeps selling calls. Thank you. Have a great night. Jonathan, thank you. Club Med Tom, you too. Pre-Law Flipper, have a great night, everyone. Interesting. Tesla, Manolo. Back again, I see that. Are you live every day, 9 to 11? Absolutely. Except for Friday and Saturday. Okay, E.G. Hearth, Coca-Cola, we already looked at that one. Shutdown is over. Is it really? KO, what's going on? Brian, we'll take a look at DVN tomorrow. Have a great night. You too. UHS, we'll take a look at that one tomorrow. Good night. Sleep tight. And pleasant dreams to you with a wish and a prayer. Let all your dreams